to 2026. Don't put your head down. They're exciting questions, Al.
Right.
Spent all year making
Short
these
answer,
up.
so
Yeah, well, we'll see. Will Ireland beat one of France or England away in 2026?
wow, that's tough now. Given where we're at, I think it's a tall order. But I'll try and be positive and say yes, they'll win one of them.
And you're not allowed to sit in the fence, so you haven't. Good man. Who will start at 10 against France?
Crowley.
Will Munster make the last four of Europe?
I don't think so, because I think it's be too difficult to go and win in Toulon this time. I think they'll beat Cast at home, so 10 or 11 points will probably, it might get them home around 16, but it doesn't do you any favours for quarterfinals or semi-finals. So being away from home, of course they have the ability, and Europe is just such a special place, but now I'll say no.
Will Leinster win this year's Champions Cup, next year's?
A little bit less pressure on them, I would say, given the way the season has started. Well, there's always pressure, given they've lost a number of finals in the last few years. I remember the finals I lost, and they don't go away. You remember the ones you win, of course, but you do remember the days where you lost finals and what could have been. As of now, I'd say no, but they definitely have a chance and will be in the mix.
But heartbreak says you.
Yeah, they might be a little bit different, a little bit less expectation, I think. But they'll be in the mix. They'll be very close, and that's not to say that they're not capable of it. But if you ask me now, I'd probably say Toulouse have the strongest squad.
Who's more likely to win the Challenge Cup or go further, between Ulster or Connacht?
I think the way Ulster have started the season would indicate that they're in a very, very strong position, and Connacht could have been sitting pretty really if they'd won in the Ospreys, which at 21-0 you're thinking they're going to win this game. I think they're away in Montpellier the next one, aren't they? And then home to Montauban. So I think they'll get two more wins. No, one more win, definitely. Depends what Montpellier put out. But someone like Montpellier in the Challenge Cup could, if they decide that they want to win it, it'd be very difficult with the depth in their squads. So I would say Ulster, if you asked me to pick. Ulster have a chance if they get a bit of luck with the injuries.
There's always a chance, thank goodness. What Irish player is going to surprise us in 2026?
Wow, that's one you need a little bit of time to think about. What Irish player is going to surprise, or what Irish player, I'd love to say what Irish player.
You can answer whatever way you want it.
Well, I'd love to see Thomas Ahern grab a hold of this situation and go up to an Irish squad and say, I'm going to exert a bit of dominance here and just really excel. I said this probably 4 or 5 years ago, that this guy had the potential not just to play for Ireland, but to go on and play for British and Irish Lions, which is a very big statement. He's been very unlucky with some injuries. I think he's great ability. I would love to see him kind of kick on to the next level. So that's one I would like to see. I think there's a couple of others who I would love to see do well as well. Shane Bolton is one. I'd love to see Kieran Frawley get back and be in the mix and put a bit of pressure. The question was who will, or who would I like?
Who's going to surprise us? That's all it was.
Surprise us.
Tom Ahern is what you're saying.
It's more out of hope. I wouldn't, I think he needs to just get consistency. Shane Bolton might surprise a few. I think he could really get
Question
in the mix.
number 7. You probably need time, but you're not getting any time. Six Nations player of the tournament. It's great to see you so quiet, Al. Rich from me.
I'd love to say, I think DuPont, obviously France will do well. I think England will probably be the favourites for the Six Nations, so I would say Tom Curry.
What law change would you like to see in rugby next year?
Speed up the breakdown. I spoke about it. Just find a way to get it to speed it up. I think the 5 seconds is too long.
I've just picked a couple here, so anyone listening, there's no preference out of this. Out of Brian Gleeson, Jude Postlethwaite, Edwin Adogwu, who will most likely feature for Ireland next year, if at all?
Geez, they're tough questions. I could say all three. I think Postlethwaite has a real talent, and it's an area again where we need a little bit more depth and need someone putting their hands up. So I'd say all three could easily put their hand up. That's probably not exactly what you want, the answer you want, but I think all three could put their hands up.
Okay, and finally, you'll be happy and relieved. What rugby present does Alan Quinlan want from Santa this year?
What rugby present? Oh, jeez. So getting something at Christmas? Well, I don't know.
Or for next year?
Or for next year, I'd love to see Ireland get back on track in playing some brilliant rugby and having a real crack at the Six Nations and see some exciting young players coming through, because 2027 is not that far away, and I think there is a little bit of negativity, a little bit unfair around the team and stuff like that. So, as I said, Andy Farrell, I'd love to see a bunch of young players coming through. So I'd love to see Ireland get back on track, and Munster maybe to win something as well.
With the Ireland stuff, is that more hope, or can you see expectation?
No, I think. Look, I think there's. I'm just intrigued to see how they approach the way they play, and I think they changed the way they played. It's not suiting us. I'd love to see some of the way the performances and the continuity and the attack mindedness that we had in the build up to the World Cup and in 2022. It's not easy just to go back, but I just think Ireland's attack could do with a little bit of a surge and an invigoration, and just to be brave and kind of go after matches and play with a bit more flair. That would be exciting to see. But yeah, look, obviously I'd love to see them get back on track, and some young players to come through as well, and give Andy Farrell a few headaches.
Well, let's hope for that. Did you enjoy your Christmas quiz or test?
I did, but I'm not really sure what I'd said. One for Christmas rugby thing. That was the one at the end, yeah. But anyway, I don't wear rugby jerseys or rugby stuff.
Yeah, you do. You watch around the house in that 6 and 8 jersey for Munster.
No.
Alan, thanks so much for the year.
Cheers,
It's been
thanks,
brilliant. Everyone listening and watching online, we very much appreciate your comments and your support. We'll be back in January to look ahead to the Six Nations.